Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toys Escapades channel in Malaysia. Thanks for joining me today as we check out this vintage review for the Transformers G1 Pretender Landmine. Get it? Landmine. Now, I first found out about the concept of the Transformers Pretenders from reading the old Marvel comics back in the 80s. In fact, in 1988, issue number 40 first introduced the Pretenders, and I read it when the book came out because I had a subscription to my local newsagents as a kid. Yeah, they were getting me my Transformers comics fix. I could get the comics, I couldn't really get the toys, okay, because I didn't have the money to afford it. And a lot of the toys were also not that easily available back in the small town that I was living in. But eventually, I did see some of these on shelves. The concept of the Pretenders as action figures has always interested me because it kind of seems like you're getting two toys for the price of one or something like that, or just two very different looking toys, the outer shell and the robot inside. Now, in the comics, the Decepticons introduced the technology for the first time. The Autobots copied it off them, but I always felt, though, that the Decepticons executed it better, way better, because, when it came to the Decepticon Pretenders, they were like legitimate monsters, all right? So it actually did fulfill the promise of having a synthetic skin creature on the outside that would protect the robot inside. But when it came to the Autobot Pretenders, they were supposed to be, from the exterior, they looked like humans, like really gigantic humans with armor. And the armor just made them look robotic. I mean, the armor is like really sturdy looking stuff, okay? Right? It's really heavy duty material, no doubt about it. And it just gave you the feeling that they were already armored, like fully armored on the outside. And it just sort of felt like a robot housing another robot, okay? The only part of them that really felt synthetic was the bits of humanity that you could see, like the eyes and like a little bit of the nose, okay? The mouth's totally covered, looks kind of creepy in a way, but that's about it, all right? Now, the outer shell is definitely the most visually exciting part of the set, but you do kind of wish that it was just a little bit more posable because there's really nothing much you can do with it other than just raise its arms up and down. And that's about it, okay? There's no movement at the neck. You can't get the head to turn. Nothing at the waist either. He's just basically one giant yellow brick block kind of thing. But he does have a lot of cool accessories. He gets this sword that's supposed to be a laser saber, I believe. Very nice looking. And then he's got this huge hand cannon. This thing's supposed to be an Astro Blaster, if I'm not mistaken. Very nice detailing as well. It's great that he's got two weapons, but that's because he's got like two modes. And then he's got a removable helmet. Okay, the top of the helmet comes off. All right. And that's also actually to probably keep the two halves in place. Although I believe that they do actually hold up pretty well. And the other thing that comes off is the belt. Okay, the belt also helps to hold both the sections of the Pretender in place. This thing just snaps on and off. It kind of looks like a futuristic wrestler's belt, very nice. So as you can see, actually, the halves of the robot, the two halves, do stick together really well. They don't come off even without the attachments there. So that's pretty impressive, I gotta say. Okay, now let's say we get down to getting this guy cracked open. Okay, before you crack this guy open, you may want to do it with a little bit of dramatic flair. Okay, yeah. Landmine! Separate! Okay, maybe that's not how I planned it to go. Okay, let's try it again one more time. Okay, you guys ready? Okay, landmine. Separate. Okay, come here. Okay, look, this is the interior robot. Okay, this is supposed to be the actual landmine, all right? Yeah, the outer shell is just like a decoy. So, you just flip the shoulders out, okay? Just do a bit of rotation here and there. And you've got a pretty posable looking interior robot. Now, I have to say that for the time that this was actually released, the articulation on this for a G1 robot especially is in fact pretty good, okay? The first thing that you may notice is that, his head is in fact posable, okay? Back in the day, they never really gave a shit about things like this, okay? Can the head turn? Who cares? right? But his head does turn. He's also got a movement here. The shoulders, they go up. And yeah, this leg kick movement here is actually pretty smooth. You can get him to do a Jean-Claude Van Damme kick, you know. Just like that. Right. Okay, pretty impressive. The knees sadly don't bend backwards like they're supposed to. They bend forward due to the transformation process, which we're going to check out in just a bit. But overall, I have to say that like I said, the articulation, the detailing on the interior robot is pretty good. Okay, the transformation process for Landmine is really simplistic, man. You don't even need the instruction booklet. You could just look at a photo of it, just flip the legs up, get them sort of like all straightened up at the feet there, rotate the arms around backwards. Okay, you expose more of the wheels in their proper formation mode, and you're basically left with what appears to be something of this thing's supposed to be like a Cybertronian all-terrain vehicle of some kind, right? Like a futuristic vehicle, and then you just slot the Astro Blaster cannon into the back of Landmine's head like this, okay? And yeah, I mean, you're good to go. Now, to me, this particular vehicle mode is sort of like whatever they say it is, okay? I mean, they tell you it's an ATV, okay, it's an ATV. If they tell you that it's something like a free-rolling mini assault vehicle, you just have to go with it, right? But for what it is, it's okay. I mean, considering it's something that came out of another larger type of robot, and it still had to transform. So I think that it was pretty okay for its time. It's very nicely detailed, okay? The only thing is just that I don't have the Autobot sticker that's supposed to be on this, okay? With that sticker, it would have just looked a whole lot better. But well, there you have it. That's the ATV, all right? The Landmine ATV in transformed mode. Okay, but we can't just leave the outer shell lying around, can we? Okay, so we got to get him back into the action, get his two halves joined together once again, form up the complete outer shell mode, get his belt strapped onto him, just like that, right? Get everything attached once again, get his helmet on as well, right? Yeah, so basically what you're left with here is, another complete, legitimately, ready for battle action figure. And that's great, okay? So this does actually fulfill the promise of this being two genuine action figures, basically in one set. And he gets the sword to hold on to. Landmine, because Landmine can't really hold on to the sword, so he's got to hold on to the cannon, all right? So meantime, you can just have him sort of like patrolling the area, okay, with this giant sentry just standing there. He just patrols the scene. Okay, but let's also get him transformed, all right? Flip him around, get him back into his robot mode, and so they can both be standing guard, all right, side by side. Okay, like I said, this is a very easy, smooth transformation. None of that complicated stuff that you get these days, like 20 steps to transform or anything like that. No, this is real simple. And the gun, actually, the Astro Blaster attaches to the pack that goes on the inside of his hand like so. And my unit is actually, in fact, a little bit loose, all right, in the thigh area. It's kind of a balancing act just to get him to stand up, actually, especially with the cannon held up like this. So yeah, I mean, that's something that I'm gonna have to manage. I don't suppose all the units has that shit. Look at that. He's dancing around. Okay, settle down there. Right. So, but no, yes, you can get in position. Okay, despite the loose joints there at the thighs, yeah, you can get in position with the cannon just like that. And in fact, yeah, they look fantastic. Look at this, right? The two of them just side by side, right? What force could come against them? Because of the way that Landmine's shoulders can move forward like so, you can have him holding on to both packs on the Astro Blaster. So it's kind of like just holding it in front of him like that in the center. And that's a pretty cool look. It's also a look that's on the packaging art, I believe. It's great. And he can actually stand up. Okay, just like this, right? He doesn't topple over or anything like that. So fantastic. Okay guys, so that's the video. Let me know what you guys thought of it. I had a lot of fun doing a Transformers video from time to time. And also, let me know if you guys ever owned this Transformers G1 Autobot Pretender Landmine figure when you were growing up, or if you have one currently as well. Hit me up in the comments and I'll catch you guys again real soon with more content. Take care out there.